after the fact. Let's see. And I'll keep my chat going. And then I need to make sure I share my screen correctly. Let's see here. Oh, I didn't do it correctly. I need to do the audio sound. And are you okay with me presenting the slides that you sent me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. You probably like were maybe assuming that. All right. And Steve, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, let me see here. And you see your PowerPoint up there as well?
Yeah, I think you just need to do like this, the slideshow, put it in like presenter mode.
Oh, are you seeing the next slide?
I think if you click back out.
Okay.
And then if you go up to the top, it's a slideshow. And go from beginning. That's weird. I don't know why it shows up that way.
Let me see, hold on. We always need a good technical difficulty to make the times fun. There's never a dull moment, even with your job, even if it does have like digital or social content intermixed. Okay. Wait.
Okay, that was better.
Okay. That was the version that we wanted, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Steve, I'm super excited that I get to have you today, and I am so appreciative in honor of you being here. I made sure to wear some pop star pink, and because I know that you love everything Spice Girls, Britney Spears, and so I wanted you to feel super welcome. I'm also wearing the Naked Mini collection on my eye, and one of these lip colors, the Naked Cream.
It looks gorgeous.
Thank you. All in honor of you, to show my appreciation for you to be here today. I know that you have a lot to share with us when it comes to social media. And before we get to really know you a little bit better, I want to talk a little bit about your journey that led you into your now career, which is purely really online. And I might interject certain questions within your presentation. I hope that that's okay. But I'd love to start it off by getting to know you a little bit on your journey with makeup and cosmetics.
Yeah, definitely. For me, I've had a love for makeup since I was a child. I was born in the Middle East, but I grew up here in Orange County, California, since I was a year old. My background comes from a very traditional Middle Eastern household. I'm very like traditional parents, where the views of men in cosmetics was like never a thought or a thing. So growing up, I used to love watching my mother get ready, and I was always so fascinated how watching her put makeup on would completely transform her as an individual. And you can see like a complete like snap and a change in her persona and her personality the second she put on a little bit of mascara and a lipstick.
Yeah.
That's where my love for cosmetics really began. And then right after high school, I knew it's something I wanted to do. After a year of college, I kind of dropped out and I was like, I just want to pursue makeup. Started my career at Benefit Cosmetics in 2006 as a BA at the Macy's counter. Quickly realized that it's something that I like doing and I'm good at doing. So after about almost 2 years with that brand, Urban Decay at the time was now launching in department stores. And they recruited me to join their brand based off of my reputation with Macy's and my SPH with Macy's. So I did make the move because I just felt like Urban Decay was such a great fit and home for me. Like
Yeah.
their slogan and their mantra was makeup for boys and girls, and
Mm.
allowing makeup to be a form of self-expression, not to cover up your flaws, but to show the world who you are. And at that time, I was still super young. I just turned 21 and I was trying to like really identify with who I was and like who I wanted to be. And the brand just really spoke to me.
Mm.
So I did make the decision to switch over and I started with Urban Decay just as an artist within their Macy's counter. About 2 years later, I joined their sales field as a sales coordinator, overseeing our Ulta doors. Then I jumped into an executive role overseeing Sephora doors within Southern California. And then in 2014, it was a big moment for the brand because we decided to launch our first freestanding store in the US.
Mm.
So I took on that role as a regional and helped pioneer that division. And I did that for a few years. Unfortunately, we no longer have freestanding stores within the US. As you guys know, retail is a struggling business right now. And it was just not something that we saw being profitable as time went on. But in 2018, the brand approached me and, said that as a whole, we were missing someone who needed to be in a global role to help really elevate content, elevate artistry, and bring that to the brand because it's something we didn't have. And I was honored that, I was somebody that they thought of and
Yeah.
immediately took on the role because, I've been with the brand now 13 years and I've always wanted to represent the brand in a big way. So being able to do that now has been a dream. And for the first, I'd say like in a little over 2 years of the role, I was just like constantly traveling and going around representing the brand, from meeting with editors to hosting events to doing seminars and classes,
Wow.
interviews and press. And now with everything that happened a year ago in 2020, like all of that stopped and my role strictly went to digital because
Yeah.
they needed me to be a forward face of the brand 24/7. So everything I had to do had to be online, which was a huge shift, but also really great too because it helped me learn a lot and push myself and learn things that I was kind of like iffy about beforehand.
Yeah. Wow, that's such a good overview. Thank you for sharing all of that. It's so fascinating to hear your journey from, when you were deciding to even join the brand till like 2020 happened and everyone's jobs changed and how yours pivoted as well. And I personally relate to so much of what you said because we had very active jobs that required a lot of physical traveling, and now you have to kind of reinvent yourself. And you also said something that I thought was really relevant is with retail. Trying to pivot, it's really difficult when our store associates have a job to do, which is to service people in store, and it's very much needed. But they're also being asked to play this role online that is, it can become so consuming, and they need some really strong guidance to do that
It,
and to
as
feel confident.
Yeah, and as important like retail sales are, of course, and the field is because they are a majority of the business within brands, which I believe is like all successful brands have a successful field team.
Yeah.
But with everything that happened last year, it really showed that you have to be socially driven as well, because that's just what the times are, and that's what you need to do in order to be successful.
Yeah.
Because everyone right now is having to be more savvy of social, which is like blown up so much even this past year.
Yeah. Agreed. So let's get into it. I'm going to show your first slide and just take us through kind of more of what you're saying based on like becoming more socially savvy in a time that is desperate for it.
And I mean, so many of us who are in this industry now, we started before social media was like a huge thing. Back in the day, especially when I was working at a counter, like people came into store because they needed to learn and they needed to be educated by us who were their, in person social ambassadors. But now with social media having such a strong presence, and you can really learn and find anything regarding beauty online. It is something that you have to be a part of, or you're going to get lost.
Yeah.
The beginning, these were just some 2020 social results from a brand standpoint. Because come March, we really had to take on, and I saw a lot of brands putting all of their budget into digital, and a lot of brands became digital first. Urban Decay being one of them. As a brand, we've always been super savvy when it comes to social. We've always been a part of social media and used it to benefit the brand even before it kind of became a thing. So it's definitely something that we have a huge focus on. And in 2020, we started doing lives. In the beginning, when pandemic happened, it was the only way for us to reach our audience. So we started doing IG and Facebook lives on a daily basis. Now we still have them scattered throughout the week. We do about 2 or 3 a week based off of what's happening or what's launching or what products need a boost or a focus on. But the lives really allow brand creators, which are our in-house creative team, our beauty artists that we call UD creators. They educate the consumer on showing how it swatches, how it applies, showing it on different skin tones. And this really has shown us a huge, huge drive to sales, especially for .com. Also, Instagram shopping has been huge for consumers as well, because they can shop the products in app and during live applications. So as our creators are on live showing the product, they're also being able to purchase right then and there. And we find that a lot of consumers, especially when seeing it, are going to do that impulse buy on the spot.
Yeah, I love that. It really also ties in our what we call O+O, like our online offline community. It really bridges the gap, and I think that is so special that you call that out and see, it's going to drive traffic online, and it's also going to do it in store as well. And you kind of work together as a big team to accomplish that for your consumer.
Yeah, and because of this, we saw as a brand 3 times more traffic to urbandecay.com. And then we also saw 3 times the amount of sales on urbandecay.com. Also, this doubled our traffic to Sephora and QVC online.
That's incredible.
And then last year, as a brand, we were the #2 mentioned in social. And then we were the #1 for impressions.
Nice.
Which is really, really big deal for us.
That is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, just showing how important and rapid social is. Like, you have to be a part of it. You have to really understand how it works, because especially with the new market and the Gen Z, that's how you're able to relate with them.
I love what you're saying, because I so agree. And I think it's so refreshing to hear a brand partner speak to their successes, and then also just reinforce those statements that we definitely believe in. So talk to us about your social platforms.
So these are the social platforms that are currently big and also the ones that are going to be growing. Especially big focuses for us as well. Instagram, it's the most engaged with consumers and also it's the largest following for most brands. But Facebook is really unique because Facebook, even though a lot of the times you hear like, oh, who uses Facebook anymore?
Yeah.
Facebook has the highest converting loyalist platform for us. It has the highest converting consumer to .com. So we've
Interesting.
seen more people who watch our lives or interact with us on social on Facebook who then go to .com to shop. So it is a higher converting platform for us than Instagram, which is like kind of crazy.
Okay, and then you have like, that is very crazy. And we do Facebook Live every single week with Robert Cook, who's on this call as well, and it's hugely successful. And I agree, where it's like you really get to go a little bit more into depth into what the consumer is really asking on that platform. You can leave trails of like links, hyperlinks to like guide you to the right product and things like that. So that's incredible that even a brand that I would consider that is super relevant, like Urban Decay, is on a Facebook, which is considered like a little bit of an older generation platform, but it makes a lot of sense that it's your highest converting loyalist platform,
Yeah,
which is
because
cool.
the consumers are very different, right?
Yeah.
The Instagram consumers are going to be the younger generation, the more Gen Z, who will buy, but the Facebook consumer is that more mature, older generation, and those are the ones who are really spending the money.
Yeah. And
Um,
then there's like a couple things that I've never seen. I'm going to be honest, I've not heard of Triller before or Twitch. I mean, maybe I've heard of Twitch, but like, tell
yeah.
me how you guys tap into those.
So you guys know, especially since the pandemic, TikTok has blown up. It is the number one growing social media platform in the world.
Yes.
It's something that we as a brand and myself personally, it's still new to me. I'm trying to like learn as I go. I feel like I just got the hang of Instagram and then bam, another platform is out. Um,
I'm glad I'm not alone.
I was like, sometimes I feel so old. Um, but TikTok is something that we're focusing on. It is a huge platform. We just launched the campaign for TikTok with our first ever own sound. And then
Cool.
so this Thriller and TikTok very similar. They're
Or
more targeted.
Triller, sorry.
40% of the audience on Thriller and TikTok are not on Instagram.
Oh.
And then also like TikTok has regarding content creation,
Mhm.
TikTok has kind of made it a lot more flexible and okay for content not to be so perfect. Where
Yeah.
Instagram, when everyone was creating content for Instagram, it had to be super specific and like super perfect and great. Where like TikTok is showing that people are more engaged and really wanting more authentic
Very human.
real content that's not perfect. So it's totally has put a shift in the way we create content.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Um,
And
so interesting. And it looks like you guys are focused also on Pinterest and YouTube as
yeah,
well.
YouTube is something that like we're now diving right back into because it is the highest SEO for brand searches. So we do see a lot of conversion within YouTube. Pinterest has been a big one. Pinterest has been really successful for us by tapping into consumers that can shop right then and there. We've been doing a lot of pages on like get the looks and how to's, which has been really great because the consumer really wants to learn. And then Twitch is a new platform for and a new world for us. Twitch is more for the gaming community.
I
It's
see.
a way for us to tap into communities that are not part of the beauty brands or the beauty communities, and it's a way for us to extend the reach outside of the current consumers that we have.
Very smart. I love it. Thank you for sharing all of that with us, because I think it also encourages us to kind of go outside of what we're comfortable with as well.
Yeah, because I mean, even though they're not in beauty, you know, they still might love beauty.
Absolutely. And the gaming community is enormous.
Yeah,
It's,
especially with the cosplay.
yes. Oh my gosh, there's probably so much opportunity there.
So the next slide is really my personal experience with social. You know, when I and most of us started, there was no social. There was no things for us to be able to, you know, show how to's and get the looks or create content for or even connect with our not only our consumers but our personal clients. And you know, social media has grown so much in a sense that it has now become more of a platform to help promote yourself, promote the brand, promote the product. It's a way for you to drive business, where before it was just something fun for you to post pictures or, you know, personal
Right.
videos. It's become more of a business.
Yep.
And for me, you know, growing my social platform was a struggle, but also really important because I want to have a stronger presence on social. I found throughout the years that staying true to yourself and being authentic is the most important aspect when it comes to being a social figure or having a social presence. When you, people will spot you out immediately and know when you are being unauthentic or like fake or trying to push something that you
Yep.
don't trust or believe. And
Yeah.
the more authentic you can be, the more yourself you can be, the more relatable you're going to be, which is going to make you successful.
Yeah.
Regarding like the number of followers you have um, that are watching, it doesn't matter whether you have 100 people following you or like 100,000 people following you. You are still there influencing those who are you're following you. So it's really important that you know everything you put out is a really great representation of yourself and the brand that you represent to if you are representing a brand.
Yeah, and I think it also shows that, you know, you care about the individual. It's like you don't care just about the gaining the fame and the momentum of having a strong following. You truly care about those who are currently watching, and those are the only people that you're really focused on. But keeping in mind, like there's the following can grow as well, and so it can turn into this larger platform for yourself.
Absolutely. And just really quickly, if anyone has any questions throughout anything, feel free to drop it in the chat or unmute yourself and just ask. But yeah, it's really important that um, you are, you know, what you're putting out there is something that you want represented for yourself because even if you have a smaller following, they're still watching and they're still taking inspo from you. And I've noticed that people with smaller followings actually have higher engagement because the followers feel that they are able to connect with you and have that connection and communication with you.
Yeah.
Sometimes like people with 1 million followers, you're just a number to them.
Yep.
You know, like for me on social, it's all about sharing your likes, your dislikes, your personal life, your preferences, your lifestyle. Your followers want to see the real you. And
Mm-hmm.
regarding being verified, yes, it does give you like an instant authority when it comes to the world of Instagram, but it's not that important at the end of the day to your followers. You know,
Yeah.
you know, you can go ahead and go into your settings and like do the application for the process, but I always tell people whether you're verified or you're not. I know that's always like looked at as a thing, but it doesn't make or break you as a social influence.
Yeah.
Consistency is key. I know we all have full-time jobs, but social media can also be a full-time job. So
Yeah.
it's hard to balance it out. I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
But trying to post regularly, a few times a week. If you're posting, um, be if you aren't posting, be active on stories, just so that your presence is always known and
Yep.
is there.
Such great advice.
Engage with your followers, reply to their comments, especially within the first 10 minutes of posting. Because the algorithm is constantly changing with Instagram, it's so
Yeah.
difficult. It can sometimes you can feel very discouraged because just like, why isn't like I'm getting love? I worked so hard on this. Like, why isn't it doing well? I've come to a place where as long as I am happy with what I am putting out, I don't care
Yeah,
anymore.
that's
I
awesome.
just, I just have to like please myself. And if people love it, great. If they don't, it's okay. But I find that having engagement and being active within the first 10 minutes of content going up allows it not to get lost within the algorithm.
I feel very lucky when you respond to my comments too. So that's what's so funny is you could even just be someone that you may reply to regularly, but I still feel very special when like you or someone else responds to my comments. So I've not seen the first 10 minutes of posting before, but that makes a lot of sense because of how fast the algorithms change on these platforms.
Yeah, even if you guys, you're your own community, right? So for me and the unique creators, there's 9 of them who are it's our Omni team who create content for the brand and also help with like community management, basically anything like
Yeah.
social back house.
Yeah.
We all support each other. So we all have our post notifications on for one another. So whenever one another posts, we get a notification and we're the first ones to go there and show each other love and start getting that engagement going. A lot of the times, people don't want to also be the first person to comment. So if you see a post that already has engagement going and interaction, they're more likely to join in that.
That's so great.
So
It's giving me a lot of ideas for our people who are in store to kind of join more community engagement and posting. Just like you said, turn your notifications on when like whichever story you follow is posting. You're not like on an island of your own. I love that.
yeah. And like I was just saying, you got to interact with people, like show love to others, post, like, comment, share, acknowledge their tags, give shout outs. Um, Even if like you like people's work, post it in your stories, shout them out. It really gets the your engagement really, really, really high, which engagement is more important than likes. Likes used to be a big factor, but now a lot of brands are looking for engagement, and engagement is the one that drives sales, not likes.
That is so funny you're saying this. I just had this conversation with my boss, Shannon, yesterday, talking about how, oh my gosh, Shannon, I'm pretty sure engagement is what we need to be chasing versus like reach or anything else. Reach is great because it can give you potentially more engagement, but the engagement is what you really want.
Yeah. Like it's crazy because sometimes like I'll see someone who has like 1 million followers and I have 20K followers, but our engagement will be the same. Sometimes mine will even be
Yes.
higher.
Yes.
So which is like wow, it just shows me that like they don't have a huge engagement because again these people are just a number to them. For me, I really do like to engage and interact with my clients. If they ask questions or comment things, I respond back to them and give them answers, and I
Yes.
think that keeps them going and coming because at one point I feel like a lot of people are just like this person's never going to see it anyway, so like who cares about engaging with them, or like they're never going to answer my question.
Right. Every person matters. And I love that about you. You are so true to who you are and you really make the individual feel special.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to experiment when it comes to social. Trends are constantly evolving, things are changing, new ways of filming and creating content is coming up on a daily basis every hour. Try new things and different approaches. See what does and doesn't work for you and what your followers react to positively or like. Some you can try something and it might not like do well, and you're just like, oh, okay, scratch that. Let's try something new. Sometimes some things do really, really well. So I'm constantly trying new things to see like what's going to drive the most engagement and traffic.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes
Yeah.
to posting time, this is gonna be tricky. Sometimes nowadays I'm just like, honestly, it doesn't even matter what time you post because with the algorithm, it's like so hard to control it.
Yep.
But I typically will stay within either 12 p.m. or 3 p.m. PST tends to work better for me. I've tried a lot of times, and these times consistently have worked well. Because I feel like that's where people get most engagement. It's like noon is around lunchtime, 3 p.m. is around halfway point of their day, so people are on social.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to your content, you have to keep it fun and exciting. Quickie videos are performing extremely well, and typically reels get higher in engagement.
Yep.
If you don't catch your viewers' attention within the first few seconds, like they're not going to watch it through. Also, we're finding people are not watching long form videos anymore. Like you want to show results within the like 10, 15-second videos. Also, IG Reels performs better as a video than if you were to post your video just on your feed, because the IG Reels gets seen by more people because it can show up in the Reels section.
Yeah.
And
We
also,
did, we did a Reels social series last month, and that was the advice that someone else had given me on the call before that. So if you're watching this now, make sure you go back and watch last month on the Reels, because it can give you the why behind all of that.
And then, share your posts to your stories to notify your viewers. Most people watch stories more than actually going to the grid.
Yep.
I'm one of those people. I'll scroll through the grid for like maybe 5 minutes, but stories, I'll go through and I'll like click through and watch people's stories. So a lot of the times, because of the algorithm, people might not see your posts, but if they see it in your story, it's a way for them to know, oh, there's new content out. Let me go check it out.
Yep, exactly. I do the same thing.
I've seen a difference when I do that and when I don't.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, you gotta be genuine and relatable. People can immediately tell when you're posting content that isn't authentic to you. Don't force something that doesn't feel great to you or relate to you. That's the most important thing. And like when the pandemic first happened, I was somebody who didn't have as strong of a social presence, because for me, I didn't do a lot of content on myself. I was the makeup artist for the brand who worked on campaigns and then models, and I was more a face of the brand when it came to doing media and publications and things of that sort. But once lockdown happened, it went to straight like, you need to start creating content, you need to start creating videos, you got to do makeup on yourself. And I was really weary about how people were going to perceive that, because it's not, my following was not used to that. But it's amazing, like once I started pushing myself and doing that, the reaction was so positive. And oddly enough, now content on myself does better for me than content on models.
Yeah.
And people's engagement really took off from that, because people can relate more when you're working on yourself and like working on your like specific eye shape, skin texture, skin tones. So that transition really helped me grow and learn a lot, because I was so used to being in a studio filming, and then the team did all the work, and then once it was ready, they sent it to me and I would post it. Where this way, I really got to learn how to edit my own content and be good at it. Like if you watch some of my content from March 2020 and some of my content now, the way I do content has changed a lot too, because I've learned a lot of these key things and learned what works, and incorporated that in the way I film and create content now to boost my engagement and to boost and drive sales.
That's so cool to be able to see those markers. What do you think, if you remember before the start of quarantine, what was your following then, and then and you said it's now 20,000. What was it before you started posting content that was very relatable in yourself?
I was at like around 13,000.
Yeah.
So the past year I've gained about 7.5K followers.
Wow.
Which is pretty significant for like, just for me doing my own content.
Yes, that's incredible. Because on Instagram, especially at this time, is very unlikely.
Yes, because it's so overly saturated and there's like a million people you can follow that create content. It's really hard to like really get your following up. So I'm like, you know, even though that's not a huge number to me, I'm just like, wow, that's pretty impressive.
The growth is impressive for sure.
Yeah, and so these are some viral moments that happen.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to stop your thought. Was there
No, this
something
is
you
actually
wanted
great
to?
because I want to. This is a great segue into what I was going to talk about
Okay.
next. Okay, so when I was saying how content has changed a lot, one being that like I mentioned, people want like just quick, rapid videos. This was a video I made for the brand's channel, and it was our first ever viral video, which was so shocking because it was the most simple video I'd ever created, but I feel like it was the most impactful because it was super achievable for the consumer. So they felt that they can buy this product and recreate it at home.
Yes.
And I believe you can, if you click on it, you can press play.
So good.
So with that video too, it did help drive sales, push sales to .com for the Naked Wild West palette. Naked Wild West palette has been our most successful launch as a palette since Naked Heat, which launched like 3 years ago.
That's incredible.
And then I also like a tip when creating quick videos like that, like this can be something that your artist can do in store in the field to help boost a product or a launch for their clientele on their own counter Instagrams, is making quick little easy tutorials like this to show the client like what the product does or how it will look, because seeing it on will immediately get them to want it so that they can recreate on themselves. And a tip when creating content, if you want it to be really quick, I only did 3 steps. So it was only 3 eyeshadows, but I already had the product, like the shade on me. And all I did was film a few seconds of me pretending to apply it in that area. And that's how I cut it. So people aren't looking for full-on tutorials where you can see like the actual product first going on the lid and you doing it. Now, all you got to do is honestly just do placement first and then show the motion in the video.
Yeah. That is such a great tip because I think we overcomplicate it. And you don't have to. You can, like you said, show the color you're going to apply, have it already applied, and then show where you've put it. I love that.
Even if you're at home, right, and you're just getting ready to go to work or for the day, after you apply one color on you, go ahead and just record yourself for a few seconds in that motion of where you did it. Next shade, do the same thing. And then you already have, you were just getting ready for work or for your day, but you have content that you can put together and post.
I love that. That's awesome.
The second video was a video that we did to promote our launch of our Shadow 6. This is one of our UD creators. Her name's Laura. And she created this look using one of the shades, Chaos, which is a really iconic shade for Urban Decay, in eyeshadow, which we now have in a shadow stick. But because of this video, we used this video to promote the launch of it on Ulta. This shade sold out on Ulta.com and UrbanDecay.com because of this video that went viral.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see. How fun is that? That's incredible.
There's a big trend right now with colors coming back. Pops of color is happening. Just really nice, solid lay of color on the lid is really big. And yeah, we were like, oh my God, like how much power, like, content has to get people to buy that product.
And what I love about her is that she is so likable. Like she's happy, she's smiling. She's wearing a hoodie, but like she looks professional too. So it's very Urban Decay. I love that it like sends a very brand message, but she's still looking like she's a really kind girl and she doesn't look fake, I guess. I
Yeah,
love that.
absolutely. It's all about being relatable. The people
Yeah.
watching want to like see someone who they can be friends with or that they can see themselves in. So the first two videos were something that, was made for the brand's channels, but also, Laura's a really great creator. She's just really good at creating content and being relatable. So I feel like that's why she does so well.
Mhm.
But this last video is a video that she made for her personal channel. She posted it on her personal TikTok, which she doesn't have a huge following on TikTok. I think it's just a couple thousand people. I think maybe 3,000 people on TikTok.
Mhm.
But her video got 10.1 million views.
That's
And
incredible.
it's because she's showing you how to use an everyday core product that's not even new within the brand, but she's showing you how to use it as a hack. And we're
Wow.
seeing that people are loving learning how to use current existing product in different ways.
Incredible.
Listen, if you've ever been personally victimized by black eyeshadow powder when trying to do a smoky wing, then keep watching. So I take the 24/7 eye pencil in Zero and I just make a wing out of it. This is pretty basic stuff. Just make a wing. It can be sloppy. Mine's pretty sloppy, which is fine. And then you take the eyeshadow primer potion and you take that little smudger brush and you just smudge it around. It smudges super easy with this, which is great. Just blends out all nice and creamy. And I just blacken it up and then make it sharp with a little brush. And then that's it. And then I just put on everything else. And it's just so quick and easy. And it stays on so well. You don't have to mess with black eyeshadow powder and get it all over your face. So, yay.
Oh my gosh, that's so inspiring. I'm like, I need to go do a cat eye right now.
So, we launched Eyeshadow Primer Potion a million years ago. It was the first product that, put Urban Decay on the map and started winning awards for the brand and kind of made us stand out. And that product is something that, we always try to promote core, but it's something that like is kind of, in the background.
Mhm.
And she was able to take a classic product of ours that maybe doesn't get as much love as it used to and use it in a unique way. And it got people to want to go shop and buy eyeshadow primer potion again. And we saw a drive to sales for that product because of that video that went viral. And this is a video that went viral again on her channel, not even on the brand's channel. So it's really easy to, if you don't have a huge following, it's easy to have these moments as long as you have that content that is quality content that people want to see.
That's incredible. You've so inspired me, not just to want to go create more, but also the strategy that you have, given us. I feel like you've given us your best secrets with relating in store, online, how you inspire the consumer and what's relevant. And it was so refreshing to hear it from someone who's at a partner brand as well. It really feels like we're all in this together. And thank you. Thank you so much for everything that you've been able to share with us. I feel like I've gotten such a great gift by you being here.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I know, like, even though I've been in this for a while, social is still something that's constantly growing and new for me too. And I'm constantly learning and developing my own skills. And I love being able to like talk with, fellow creators and artists who are within the same industry and share our knowledge because we're all here to like help one another and boost each other up. So I will definitely be participating in your engagement online.
That's what I love about you. And Sierra says, such amazing tip. And Jima said, thank you. I've learned so much. It's so true. For those of you who are on the call or who's watching this, go find Steve at Steve. What's your Instagram handle?
UD Steve K.
We'll put it in the chat, UD Steve K. And then also next month in August, I'm going to be here with Sierra Williams, who she is our, so sorry, Sierra, I already forgot it, the executive training manager in our New York store. And she has been able to utilize social media on YouTube through a private link, and with her clients, resulting in sales of over $30,000 just through this private YouTube link that she does with her store. And we're going to learn about all the things that she did next month. So please join me then. And with that said, thank you again, Steve. And I can't wait to see more of what you create and to be able to interact with you.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a blast.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for being here as well.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.